Hi friends, this is Layla Harris, and today I want to show you how to make a joy fold card. Let's get started by reviewing the dimensions. The card base is 8.5 by 4 inches and scarred at 3 inches. The flap is 8 by 3 and scored at 4 inches. The mat for the back of the card is 5 1/4 by 3.75 inches. You'll need one of them. You'll need 3 mats at 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. You'll also need 2 white daisy pieces at 2 1/2 by 3 1/2 inches. Here's one of the 2 1/2 by 3 1/2 pieces. I'm going to stamp it for the front of the card. First, I'm flipping over my Versamat because it makes an ideal stamping surface. I am using the circle butterfly from Timeless Treasures, our September stamp of the month, for this image, and I'm stamping it in pewter gray. I'm going to place some scratch paper behind my cardstock because this stamp is just a little bit bigger than the piece I'm stamping on, and I don't want it to transfer to the Versamat. It won't dry there and could smudge the rest of the project. I'm going to set this aside for now and come back to it after I stamp the other items in grape. First, I'm going to stamp the border from the stamp set on the pattern paper. This pattern paper is from Life's a Hoot. The bulk version of it is in our clearance section of our website, and the regular paper pack is still in the West Supplies Last or online only section of my shopping website. Next, I'm going to stamp a sentiment for the inside of the card. I'm stamping Happy Birthday on this card. This stamp set also includes Thinking of You and Thank You. While I have my grape ink pad open, I'm going to blend some ink onto the butterfly. These blending brushes are great for having a soft, easily controlled amount of ink that goes onto your paper. Unlike a sponge or a dauber, you're not going to see the shape of the brush when you first hit the paper. Anyhow, you still want to work in a circular motion to prevent dark spots. Now you're going to see me draw a doodled line around the edges of the white daisy paper. When I do this, I only go as far as my hand will comfortably reach. A lot of times I'll stop, draw a dot, and then continue going on. Of course, when I'm filming, I always get nervous and things never go my way. So you'll see me completely goof this up, but instead of restarting with a stamped image and all of that, I changed my doodle and my dot pattern to something different. You can see here I kind of scribbled and overlapped things in the top right hand corner. And so what I decided to do is to kind of mimic that. It looks kind of like a sewing machine had a little bit of problem and did a little bit of a zigzag stitch or an overlap stitch. Or almost like I would have pushed the reverse and then forward a couple times to set a stitch. So I went back and fixed all of that and did the little zigzags. My customers, when they put this card together last Friday night, they thought that was fun. So here is just another option for fixing mistakes. Embellish them. Now I did the large piece of white daisy cardstock that goes against the back of the card and around the happy birthday. I'm going to speed this portion of the video up so you don't have to listen to me. Now let's assemble our joy fold card. Take the largest piece of cardstock and put it on your table and fold it at the score line. You'll want the score line on your left. Our cardstock is double-sided with a light side on the reverse, and so pick which side you want to be dark on the. For me, it was on the outside. Now add the largest piece of white cardstock to the back interior of the card. Now that is secured, we are going to embellish the front of the card with the piece of pattern paper that we stamped on. Next, we're going to grab the other purple piece of cardstock that was 8 by 3 and fold it in half. So now it's a 3 by 4 inch folder. Put the mat of pattern paper on the front and then attach the main image. You can see I didn't stamp this one straight the first time, so I flipped my paper over and re-stamped it. That's the great thing about stamping, is you can try multiple times. Now, you'll see that I am in card mode, and I attached it just like a normal card would. But what we need is for it to have the fold on the right side. Fortunately, a lot of this dot adhesive is temporary until it's been bonded to the paper for several hours, and I was able to remove it without much issue. Now I'm attaching the inner 2 rectangles of paper. I wasn't planning on putting a pattern paper mat in here, but I realized for a workshop it was essential because of the fact that that way all of my rectangles would be the same size. All of the white ones would be 2.5 by 3.5, and all of the purple ones would be 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. If you don't mind mismatched rectangles, go ahead and omit that one piece of pattern paper. Here I am just lining up the folder, and I slid it underneath of the flap on the left, and I eyeballed it so that it was about a 1/2 inch from the top right and bottom. And then I stuck a little bit of adhesive under the right edge of it, and I'm going to stick it down. And then I'm going to open everything up and repeat the process on the left-hand side and add a bit more adhesive. If you love wet glue, this is a prime time to secure it permanently with a tiny bit of wet glue right there in the middle. I can see that it kind of has an alligator mouth, which means that the card isn't laying down flat. And so I went back over and used my bone folder to flatten it down a little bit more and improve that crease. Last here, I'm embellishing it with some sparkles. I have a combination of bitty and the standard 4mm sparkles. Usually I embellish very minimally on fun fold cards because they are already outstanding as they are. This one also has lots of layers, and so I try not to bulk things up so that they're still easy to mail. Once again, the nerves got the best of me. I know I'm filming. Even though I'm not talking during making this video, I still have trouble getting those little bling off of my carrier sheet whenever I'm filming. Usually this goes a little bit more smoothly. Anyhow, here we are done. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe to see more of my videos.